we have a new redstone block to play with. I say new fairly loosely because I'm a little bit late on this one, but I've been very busy with all of the Hermitcraft madness. However, a new redstone block is a pretty huge deal because we haven't had one in quite some time, and, well, new redstone is new redstone. I mean, when am I not going to talk about new redstone? Check this thing out. First off, just from like a pure decoration perspective, it's a really cool looking block. I like it a lot. This is my first time seeing it actually myself, by the way. So how does it work in terms of actual redstone signals? Oh, okay. Interesting. So it's a pulse, and its signal strength is dependent on where you hit it, but it does actually give a redstone output regardless, which is very, very interesting indeed. So we are... Oh, okay, so it fully powers. That is curious. Interesting. I kind of expected it to be a comparator-only thing, so to see it actually powers other redstone components, that's cool. What happens if I do this then? Alright, okay, so yeah, you get a pulse. I was just wondering if... Yeah, okay, so that means that's actually really quite useful, I think. I mean, I think that could be useful. There's got to be something that that's useful for. Alright, give me a second to think some things through here. It turns out it wasn't really that useful. That's the point of these experimentation videos. We're just trying to work out what's what. And sometimes what's what is really, really boring. It's as simple as that. Okay, now the first thing that my mind went to when I saw this target block and the way that it actually sends out redstone signals is randomizers, but it looks like droppers, when they're fired vertically, are incredibly accurate. That is getting 100% bullseyes. So if we were to actually do something a little bit like this, is that also really accurate? Yeah, it's not much of a randomizer, is it? They all seem to be sticking in the same place. And it uses an arrow every single time you want to use your randomizer, which isn't great. Things have escalated a tiny bit. Right, let's see. Okay, that's not great. Is that going to give the same result every single time? I mean, it's a bit of a shame that it's not really randomizing it. But I still absolutely love this redstone contraption. This is a hilarious system. What if I shoot a bunch of arrows into this? Let's see what happens now. Surely this will randomize it, no? It's sort of random. Kind of. Alright, maybe a randomizer isn't the way to go. As funny as this is, this doesn't seem like it's very practical for use in actual redstone builds. It is worth pointing out, though, that those arrows will never despawn, so that does remove the arrow problem, but still, this is... Yeah, it's definitely not practical. Right, okay, next up, we're going to build up a piston door that makes use of the target block. My idea is that it's a system that opens as you fire an arrow into the target block. The only thing is... No! That's a problem. Can we make use of a comparator here? Surely we can make use of a comparator here. Well, that was a good shot by me. But that's not good news. Okay. What can we do here? I mean, I'm assuming that's not going to power any form of piston. Alright. Okay. The only way that I can see it powering a piston is kind of having it down here. And then we'd have to update the piston. So if I do some... Yeah. Alright, so it's definitely not impossible. I want to make a 3x3 piston door, and then this piston right here is going to be what's detecting the target block. The only thing is that for some reason I cannot, for the life of me, make this double piston extender. It's so simple, okay, but it's been a long day. However, after agonizing over it for quite some time, and after going over multiple designs, this is what I've got. Now, obviously, it isn't the smallest 3x3 piston door in the world. There's obviously plenty of improvements that could be made in the circuitry, but... it does all seem to function. So there is the opening, and then after a little bit of time, everything closes up. This is quite a cool little system. So we fire an arrow in, and then everything... I mean, I'm actually quite a big fan of this. I think it's quite an interesting thing, because also, most people carry around a bow and arrow with them. If you're just walking up to a door, you could walk up, fire an arrow, and if it's fast enough, then you could just keep on walking. It's like it's a really low effort way of opening and closing a piston door. And I feel like I should mention some of the interesting bits of circuitry that we have going on here. So you may notice this redstone clock. This piece of redstone is actually constantly updating this piston right here so that it can detect when that target block is powered. If we didn't have that, that piston would never extend and this door would never open up. Now, following on from the piston doors, I actually think there's plenty of ways in which we can create hidden activation devices and potentially even combination locks making use of this block. The first one that comes to mind is by placing a map in an item. How did I forget that that was a thing? I'd totally forgotten about the fact that, yeah, of course, arrows destroy that sort of stuff. Right, what if we get a painting? Do they destroy paintings as well? Have I completely forgotten about a really important feature? Yes. Once again, this is why these videos are called experiments. Now, I wonder how good... Yeah, that's, It looks like they're a little bit smarter than perhaps I first imagined. I kind of expected that I would be able to shoot through the corner of the block and have it be detected by that target block right there. That doesn't look like it's the case. How interesting. It looks like in Minecraft 1.15, soul sand has actually been changed. So now it fills the entire block. Do you remember soul sand used to have a little gap in between? Like it didn't used to be quite a full block. I wonder if that affects this. Oh, now that's handy. Okay, so even though we can't see that target block back there, you can actually shoot into the gap. Oh, this is excellent news. So there we go. There is a very, very good hidden entrance. Obviously, you know, you do have to have soul sand, and you have to have soul sand in a way that doesn't look suspicious, which could be a bit of a challenge, but if you manage to pull that off, perhaps with some fancy terraforming and things, then you could be onto a winner. See, I mean, look at this. I've taken a leaf out of Scar's book, I've terraformed in his style, and yet secretly, I have a little hidden entrance. Just underneath there, firing arrows into the dirt. My low success rate is due to lack of skill and not because this design doesn't work. Should I actually turn this redstone contraption off? I feel like I should turn this redstone contraption off. I've been listening to those arrows bounce back and forth for the best part of 3 hours now. Right, anyway, I've done something that I think is quite cool here, which is to create a target block based combination lock. So there are 15 possible combinations for each target block, because obviously there's 15 different signal strengths. I actually don't know what that would be. Give me a second. 225 possible combinations, which is obviously quite a few possible combinations, especially given that it's only 2 target blocks. Obviously, if you start adding more target blocks, then it's going to get absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, if we just give this thing a quick tester, so all I have to do is I have to shoot my arrow into the correct area of the target block. So currently that redstone lamp is on. And if I shoot it in here, we've got that side correct, and then I just need to shoot it into this pixel on this side. Boom. And our redstone lamp is turned off, which of course means that we got the correct combination. I've just destroyed part of that piston door. Now, the thing that I really like about this system is that the evidence that you have actually used it gets removed as you go along. So, for example, if you use a color combination lock, if you leave that color combination lock in the correct combination, then everybody's going to know your combination. And it's the same with things like item frame locks and lever locks and things like that. Whereas with a system like this, I've just reset it. If we just get right up in there and fire into this pixel, we've got the correct combination right there, but we pick up the arrow instantly. So no one, it's kind of like a secret. we can secretly do the correct combination, and all evidence gets removed as we do it. It's amazing. And with just 4 target blocks, you're already at over 50,000 possible combinations. 50,000! That's a lot of combinations. I'm a big fan. I'm a seriously big fan. Redstone's quite simple too. It's just these little things, which we've all seen with the item frame combination locks, and then a couple of RS snore latches with a reset button. That's all you need. Anyway, moving on from that, I now want to actually focus on what the target block is made for. So far, we've come up with a bunch of interesting and creative uses for the target block without actually using it as a target block. So let's try our best with that. And I have to say, this might just be one of the most addictive things I've ever created. I can't stop. So what it does is this system will show you how good your score was, which that I missed there. So it's not going to show me anything there. But if I actually hit the target, so it will show me how good I got down on the bottom. And then this top bar here saves my best score. Okay, so let's see. That was a solid shot. All right. Goodness me, I'm actually doing pretty well here. All right, that wasn't so hot. That wasn't so hot. I really would love to get a bullseye. I've been trying so hard. There's been about 15 minutes before this of me just shooting at the target, and I have not been able to get it. I might have to cheat a little bit. Oh, that's the closest I've ever got. Seriously, this is ridiculously satisfying. Right, if I'm a little bit closer, how can I increase this score then? Am I able to increase the score? Yes, okay, so you can actually get a full score. You just have to nail it right in the center. And yeah, I mean, I'm not quite talented enough to get it from that distance. But this, just doing that, adding that best score element, that makes it incredibly fun. And once again, it's really, really simple. All we've got is a redstone line which runs into the redstone lamps. That does your instantaneous score. And then the one that is being stored is just RS NOR latches running off the side. So the highest score that it gets, it will activate the furthest RS NOR latch, and then you get a gradual increasing line of redstone lamps. And if you ever want to reset your score, all you have to do is hit the button up at the top, and you can go from there. Oh, it's satisfying. So there we go. That is the target block experimented with. Let me know down in the comment section if there's any other interesting redstone contraptions that you think I could build up making use of this new redstone component. I'm sure I'm going to find uses for it inside other redstone builds in the future. But all in all, I think it's a really interesting component. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya. And of course, if you do fancy checking out any of the other prime entertainment that is on this screen right now, just take a gander at what sort of thing you'd like to watch. I'm sure down the side as well, there's some recommendeds. Don't watch anyone else. Okay, you don't do that. Only watch me. It's very important that you only watch me. So anything down the side there that you think tickles your fancy that is by me, you can click on that too.